We have a lot of really good players on this team. But you got to play hard, you got to listen to us, and you got to do what we ask you to do great in order for us to be a successful football team. You guys know that you have to kick, scratch, claw, fight, and just be tough inside and want it in order to win a game in Conference 3 football.
You really can't be a successful football team unless you buy into what your coaches and what the other players are all trying to do, because at the end of the day, you all have to be together, one unit. You all have to have the same mission in mind.
Going into the year, I was really kind of excited and optimistic about the season because going through the past 3-4 years of summer clinics, I never experienced a group of guys in 7-on-7s that I had a tighter chemistry with or just performed as good as we did that summer.
I definitely expected us to be in the playoffs, no doubt about that. We had a lot of talent, a lot of great guys that were willing to work hard.
Here, we have a culture where we take a lot of pride in winning.
My thoughts about being picked 8th preseason, it was definitely insulting.
I know that a lot of people looked at us more towards a joke. We didn't really have the numbers and the players that other people did in terms of name recognition.
As the past rankings have come out in past years, I start to take less and less stock in wherever they put us because I knew we were always going to finish higher.
We love being the underdog, and we love that people doubt us.
We're not as big as the other schools, we're not as fast as the other schools, but we have a lot of heart, and that's what I like here at North. When I saw that we were playing Roosevelt week 1, I remember March when Chavo first showed me the schedule last year, and I was excited.
They're always the team that we're chasing here. We have a history of playing them.
Can't be afraid. You got to be able to hit them because they're going to hit back.
I just wanted to see where we were to start the season. I knew we could hang with them. I knew we could beat them. And I just wanted to get a crack at one of the best teams in the conference.
Being a senior, starting out the season, just the whole realization of this is my last year playing Valley Stream North football, and I have to make my mark because at the end of the season, I'm going to have to look at myself in the mirror and I'm going to have to realize whether I did my part and I did the best that I could.
It's kind of humbling and makes you realize that you only have so much time to accomplish what you want to here. And you kind of give it a little bit extra than that you didn't know you had. Although we didn't get the win in that game, I took a lot out of it. There were guys that I were unsure of going into the season that proved me wrong and showed me what they can do.
It just showed me how fearless we were as a team. We weren't afraid to go up against any bigger opponents.
I definitely think the game is a measuring stick because it kind of shows us where we are, what we have and what we have to get better at. Homecoming is a really special week just because football is kind of the focus of the week. All these events are kind of getting ready for the big game on Saturday, and the whole school kind of gets behind the team.
It's not just another game. It's special because you come out with your friends, your families, and it's like you're playing for your school at that point. You're playing for pride. You're playing to show people what you're really made of, and winning a game like that, it's like lifting weights off your shoulders when you know that you can accomplish something that big for your school.
The name on the back of the jersey, that's one of my favorite things that we do here at North. Just walking out of here with my last name on the back of my jersey, it means something to me, it means something to the players. It's a certain pride that you carry knowing that your last name is on the back of that Spartans jersey and that you have to come out on this field and you have to defend your last name and defend your home turf.
Being with my family for that walkout meant a lot to me because they usually couldn't come to all the games, but they were there, and it was a special moment for me.
It felt like just yesterday I was a young kid looking at the seniors walk down and thinking that that day would never come, and it came a lot quicker than I thought. I kind of thought about my whole career here, and I was really happy, and I was looking forward to seeing what the future of this season held. First win of the season is always the hardest to get, and bouncing back, it showed a lot of toughness that we had, and it showed what we were capable of.
Glen Cove is a school very similar to ours. They're kind of looked at as underdogs.
We had some pressure in the back of our head to win, knowing that the team had lost so many straight games that we were going up against.
To be honest, I didn't really know they were on an 11-game losing streak at that time, but we knew that they were going to be an aggressive team. There were going to be a bunch of chippy kids.
You don't want to be that team that loses to the team that lost 11 straight, but at the same time, you have to realize that those guys lost 11 straight. They're hungry for a win. They want to come out here and they want to rip your head off. So you got to go out there with a certain mental toughness, and you got to be ready to take it.
Being over 500 was a feeling that was unfamiliar to us. You know, we were always the team coming from behind, and it just kind of felt good for once to be where we were.
I went and looked at the rankings, and I just felt like the sky is the limit. If we could do that and prove people wrong that we can go above 500, then what can't we do?
But at the same time, we couldn't let it get to our heads and lose focus.
The anticipation playing Bethpage was there was definitely a lot of anticipation there. I was excited, my guys were excited. Thursday night game under the lights.
Preparing for the short week, Coach Chavo has a very systematic way we practice each week, and we kind of had to shorten everything.
Everything has to be intensified. You have to focus more. You have to pay attention to the game plan more. You have to ask more questions, do whatever you can to be prepared because you don't have the same amount of time, and that does make a difference.
It's a lot more mental preparation, and you really have to realize that this game is going to come quick and you got to be ready.
A lot of teams thought that us beating them last year could have been, just a fluke.
We weren't focusing on what people would think. We really wanted to go out there and show that we can play with anybody and we can play with the best, so that's what we intended to do.
We had the opportunity to not only prove what we were this year, but prove our program deserves to be thought of as one of the best in the county.
I always say forget about the score, right? Because the score isn't what matters, right? What matters to me is playing your best. What matters to me is not having a bunch of people walking by me going laughing. Nonsense. Playing with pride, playing hard, and playing for each other. Right now, this is the springboard right now for the rest of the year. How you fight back, the character you show, what you do in the second half, how hard you play for one another will tell what's happening the rest of this year. That's a big thing to say with half a season left. You step up and you play hard for your brothers. Every single one of you guys. Do it right. Do it the Valley Stream North way.
Him saying that, I think, really helped set a certain tone for the next 4 games that we had to play. And I really feel like it helped show people's true colors and how much they really care.
Going into the Hewlett game, we knew we had to win, bouncing back off a bad loss. We had a lot of guys who were unsure after a loss like that, what kind of team we were.
The captains came together and we were just talking to the team and just letting them know that we still got a whole nother second half of the season and we weren't going to go down without a fight.
We had to prove to ourselves that we weren't the loss to the week prior. We were more than that.
It's mid-season, a lot of those games people don't really think about, but those are the games that really count, the games that really push you to the playoffs.
I'm not going to say, well, this is a huge game. This is a make or break type of a game. And they're telling their guys the same exact thing. The winner of this thing is going on to bigger and better things. I'm telling you that right now. The winner of this game is going on to bigger and better things. Let it be us.
That game showed the mental strength we had, not straying away when being down and not getting too high when we're up. It showed that you got to play a full 48 minutes, and it doesn't matter who's up at half, doesn't matter who's up at the end of a quarter. It's the 48 minutes, and we got to be winning at the end.
The last time most of us played Lynbrook wasn't too recently, and we didn't 100% know what to expect, and the week to prepare was interesting.
I know that there was a bit of a rivalry between North and Lynbrook.
They were a town over, and a lot of those guys were kind of talking the whole week.
And boy, did they. And they just kept talking, and we just kept working and working.
All over social media, you got guys talking crap about the team, saying that we weren't ready. And I think that just put an edge. We played with an edge on our shoulders, knowing that we had to prove them wrong. We had to show Lynbrook what Valley Stream North football was made of.
Showed them whose field it was, and I don't think they're ever going to forget that.
Being able to come out here and beat Hewlett and then beat Lynbrook back to back was definitely something special. It showed that we were able to execute when we needed to. We had faith in each other and in our coaches.
Showed how well-rounded of a team we were, that we could go off a week where it was a scoring shootout and it came down to who had the ball last, and then the week after playing a defensive battle and just show how tough we were as a team. Going into the game and during the game, I really hadn't even thought about the fact that this could have been my last game on this field. But I just remember being really happy after the game and just walking off kind of slower than usual, thinking about everything that's happened on this field.
Just knowing of having a record of 4-2, we felt pretty good about ourselves, and we were trying to keep that confidence going through our two last games.
Ever since I saw the schedule, Wantagh has been the most highly anticipated team on the schedule for me personally.
Not always you get to go against a defending Long Island champion.
We knew they were going to look down on us, they were going to ignore us, but Charlo just kept saying, do what you got, it'll work out.
I knew that coming off our last 2 wins that we had a lot going for us, and we had a full head of steam going into that game, and I was just excited to get another shot to prove ourselves.
The overall mindset of the team going into the final week of the regular season, we definitely realized that playoffs are on the corner.
We weren't sure we were in or not.
Get another win, improve our record to 5-3, lock in that playoff spot especially.
We want to get into a good rhythm. We definitely want to go out here and show people that we're coming to the playoffs strong.
1, 2, team. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Team!
I didn't feel anything when it happened. It felt completely normal. I got up, I was a little shaken up just from being a normal hit. Ran the next 2 plays, we scored a touchdown, and at that point I kind of started to feel a little bit of uncomfortability in my shoulders. Then after I snapped the ball for the field goal attempt, I kind of felt a little pain when you hit someone, and I came off the field, and that's when the pain just started skyrocketing, and I went over the bench and I kind of knew something was wrong.
Seeing John like that, it really put a shock on me. It really made me realize that he's not the Superman I thought he was.
I had a lot going through my head sitting on that bench, you know, not only thinking about would I ever play football again, but thinking about our team and how we were going to move forward from this.
I think everyone's confidence kind of like went down. No one was playing with fire because John's been 3-year captain for this program.
We let it affect us a little bit too much, but seeing your quarterback being taken out of the game after he worked so hard and after the team was doing so well was definitely mind-boggling.
I did my best to kind of help the team out morally, but I kind of saw in them that they were a little beat down, a little mentally hurt from what had happened. It was hard for me standing on the sideline knowing that I couldn't really do anything about what was going on. After the game, when I found out that I had a broken collarbone, immediately I was thinking how many weeks away it would be if we went all the way to the Long Island Championship if I'd get to play in it. And I kind of started to realize that it was probably over for me, no matter how far we went. I had been progressing to the point to make my final senior playoff run. I was just really upset knowing that the climax of everything kind of got taken away from me and taken away from us.
I was devastated. The captains were really close this year, and seeing that my quarterback that had worked so hard over his years here at North and basically had brought us to the playoffs, it hurt me to know that he wouldn't be on the field with us.
We were kind of already bumped and bruised in terms of health and morale, but we knew that we were going to play Wantaw, and we knew that we could play with them.
My focus immediately shifted to getting whoever was next up ready to play.
We realized that guys are going to step up, and John was going to be there to support us every step of the way, and that we had to come together as a team, and now more than ever.
It felt really good for me to be able to still affect the team, being able to help a kid who's going into his first varsity game ever through the practice week and get ready. It kind of showed what I'd learned over the past few years here about leadership and everything that goes with playing.
Knowing we had a different quarterback, a sophomore quarterback rather, I feel like a lot of guys on the team were very nervous.
I think a lot of guys were kind of unsure and worried going into the game, not having me there, because we've been playing together for the past few years and they didn't know any other quarterback playing with them.
But I feel like toward the end of the week they ended up having faith in him and knowing that they could trust him.
As the clock was ticking down, I had already known that I wasn't going to play football again, but I was still really emotional, and just knowing that this group of guys that we've grown up together playing with and had all come up to this point, just knowing that that was all over, I was very nostalgic.
I was just like, wow, 3 years really went by. I kind of just looked at my fellow captains and I was just like, thank you guys for one hell of a ride.
Knowing it was my last game, it really made me realize that football changed me as a person. It taught me that working hard and being determined and having faith are three very key important aspects in life, and that's the attitude that you should always have.
I had separation anxiety, and I didn't even hand in my equipment till a couple weeks ago to Chavo in like February. It was hard. It was hard to see that what you love the most was taken away from you like that.
The season, you guys, the senior group, you're leaving on something that you could be proud of. You know, looking back at the whole thing, it would have been nice to win a couple more, but you know, one or two, you know, that Division I got away from us. But you seniors, you really are leaving after a pretty darn exciting season.
It was even hard for me to get out my seat because I was just in so much disbelief of what was really happening.
You guys were part of a very, very special season here, a season where we got knocked down, we got back up, and we played good Valley Stream North football. And you guys are going to be remembered fondly by the underclassmen.
All those years watching the seniors walk out and staying after, listening to what Chavo had to say, looking forward to the next season. There was no looking forward to the next season for me. There was no staying and watching the seniors walk out. It was my turn to walk out. And it definitely was a bit of a different feeling and realizing that it's finally over. The things I'm going to miss the most about playing here is definitely the excitement. Running out here during the home games, coming out on the field, making big plays, winning as a team.
The team means everything to me. I'm never going to throw out the picture. I'm always going to keep it safe. I still have my stickers, still have my cleats. Unfortunately, I don't have my helmet and shoulder pads. I'm always going to keep my homecoming jersey. You might even hang it up, put it in a picture frame.
I'm going to remember my teammates as some of the greatest guys that you'll ever meet, because there's something about working together for a common goal that just brings you closer to guys, and you learn everything about them, and guys you didn't think you'd ever talk to, they become your best friend.
Ever since 7th grade, when they all came, signed up with me in the room, I knew it was going to be something special, and now that it's over, it really stings to me.
I don't think there's any better time or place than falls at Valley Stream North, just because the way we do it here with football and how everyone's behind you. And I just remember it as a great experience and something that will probably never come close to it.
The guys that I spent those 3 months with are going to be my family forever.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Where my sports at? Where my sports at? Let's go, baby! Let's do it tonight. Let's show them what we got. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Let's get it. Go.